Following on from the last video, this is about running the Resistance solo to farm classified gear. This isn't the only way of running it, I've just found this way to be quite easy, particularly when using the build I showed in the last video. There are more efficient builds to solo farm the Resistance, but this is a nice easy place to start before getting into the builds that deal more damage and are a bit more flexible. But they can also be a little bit more punishing when slipping up. There is potential to farm up to 4 classified items by wave 10, but you'll need a bit of practice. PC users will find this a little bit easier to achieve. Each run will take you around 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how fast you clear some of the earlier waves. I ran this quite a few times to get good clips showing how to manage and get the best out of each wave, but instead I decided to use some footage of me making a few mistakes, only managing to get 3 reward chests open in wave 10. Plus, this is probably a more realistic number that you'll be achieving the first few times you go through this, and I'll be able to point out where it went wrong and what could have been done a little better. With practice, you'll get more out of the Shade Tech earning waves and spend less on extra medkits and ammo, in turn giving you more rewards. At the end of the day though, whether you get to open the chest 2 times or 4 times, there is no guarantee that you'll get a classified item out of it, but there's a pretty good chance. Opening the chest gives you 1 reward. There is a 57.1% chance of that reward being a classified item, a 14.3% chance of it being an exotic, and a 28.6% chance of it being a standard gear set item. In waves 1, 2 and 3 there's no rush, just run through it at your own pace. Try not to use any ammo, we want to keep as much as possible for later rounds. Make sure you're only reloading in your ammo station, and if you need to leave it for some reason, use your pistol. The first couple of waves are fairly easy. You can see here that I've perched myself at the entrance to create a little bit of a funnel, but you don't need to do this, I was just being lazy. In fact, this actually hinders me a bit later on. At the end of wave 3, before wave 4 starts, run over to the door and preload it. And what I mean by this is start loading it up with credits, but don't open it. This is quite important that you remember to do this, and you'll see why very soon.
Looks like you got 5 hostiles remaining. Get yourself ready to scan an objective.
Next wave of hostiles, 20 seconds. Hostiles inbound.
This is an object scanning wave, which means you have to run over to a laptop and scan it, within the 3-minute timer. And while this is happening, there is an infinite wave of enemies coming at you. Yep, this is our first Shade Tech earning wave. The trick to this is that you don't actually need to have finished scanning the laptop before the timer runs out. You just need to be in the process of scanning. So you want to leave this as late as possible, and in the meantime kill as many NPCs as possible, maximizing the amount of Shade Tech you gain from the wave. Stay in this first room, as it limits the distance at which enemies can spawn from you, meaning you can kill them easier and faster. What I've done wrong here is I kept my little hidey hole, rather than getting out there and taking down NPCs as fast as possible, essentially wasting about 30 seconds of kill time. And this is a good example of how something quite small can affect the number of rewards that you can get at the end of the run. When there's about 40 seconds left on the clock, run over to the door and pop in the rest of the credits to open it up. You'll be under a bit of fire, and this is why we preloaded the door earlier. Run straight to the objective. As long as you get there before the timer runs out, you'll be fine. While you're scanning, keep killing NPCs and don't step out of range of the scanning. Once you've finished scanning, kill all the remaining enemies, bar 1. Leave 1 alive so that the next wave doesn't start, giving you time to run around and collect all of the Shade Tech.
There are 10 seconds remaining to complete the critical objective.
After, head back to the start, but before you go inside, take a left and you'll find a door into the delivery dock. Open up this door and head up the ladder. Enter this area and get comfortable, you'll be spending the next few waves in here. The last NPC will have followed you in or teleported in front of you. Kill him when you're ready to start the next round. This is a good spot because the door behind you is closed right now, so the only way the NPCs can get to you is through the hallway in front of you. So you don't have to worry about getting flanked, plus everything is in a comfortable shooting range. So this is a boss wave, and like wave 4, you have a timer, except this time you need to kill the boss within that time. So the best tactic is to take the boss's shield off and then farm NPCs until there's about 10 or 20 seconds left. Remember to conserve ammo where you can, place your ammo station around the corner so it doesn't get shot at. There's a few different potential bosses that could spawn, but regardless, treat them the same way, damage them, and then ignore them while killing other NPCs. This should be easy enough using the shield. In this example, the NPC spawn messed up somehow. They stopped running in. I should have run through and cleared them a little sooner to reset the spawning, but most of the time this wouldn't happen. They'd just continually stream in towards you.
Eliminate all remaining enemies.
There's 3 unfriendlies left.
Like waves 1 to 3, these are pretty chill. There is only a set amount of enemies, so just stay in the same area and take them down at your own pace.
Scan the target location.
This is an objective scanning wave, so like wave 4, leave it as late as possible before scanning. Sit back and take down the enemies as quickly as possible. There will be a lot of shotguns rushing at you, but that's good, they're perfect for this build, because they're quick to take down and they come right up to your face. But you do want to keep an eye on your shield health, because they do a bit of damage. With about 40 or 50 seconds to go, depending on how confident you're feeling, run through and make your way to the objective. Remember to leave one enemy remaining at the end, again so you can run around collecting the shade tech. But also, once you've done that, we're going to run over and collect your first rewards.
There are 30 seconds remaining for you to complete the critical objective. 10 seconds remaining for you to complete the critical objective.
Here you can see me purchasing some extra ammo. If you run this properly with your ammo station, you shouldn't need to do this. But if you do need it, you can buy extra ammo and medkits at these two chests at the bottom of the ladder. You can buy them using shade tech, but the more often you do it, the more it will cost. And of course, that means less shade tech towards your rewards. Go back through to the delivery docks, back up the ladder, and then open up the storage bay 2 door. And then run through this room and open up the AV storage door. On the right, you'll see the Resistance reward chest. When running solo, the first reward will cost 1500 shade tech, with each reward after that costing an additional 1500 on top of the last one. This is still quite viable running this farm with a friend, but opening the chest costs double what it would when running solo, but it has the added advantage of being able to share what you get. As you can see, I've only managed to open 2, but in the next couple of waves you'll be able to comfortably open another 3rd or 4th reward if you're willing to go further. When you're ready to proceed, kill the last NPC.
Contamination anomaly.
Hostiles inbound. 20 seconds.
This is a contamination wave, which basically means you'll be getting damaged slowly over time. Though there is only a set number of enemies, you'll want to be a little more proactive in hunting down the NPCs. Even though you have an ammo station, your main form of healing is going to be through your health on kill. So get out there and chain down the enemies quickly, and you shouldn't have a problem making it through this wave. So when you're finished, run back and open up another chest, or if you need to get a little more, get prepared for the next boss wave. This build is more than capable of running through the wave 10 bosses. So like the last boss wave, you have a timer, but this time there will be 2 bosses. Take down one of the bosses early and damage the second one, and then just farm NPCs until just before the timer runs out, and then drop the second boss. You can continue to run through up until wave 15. You probably won't be able to take down the 3 hunter bosses, but usually after completing wave 10, you just restart. This has been run on Pair 93, but the same principles can be applied to the other 2 maps as well. This is just one way of running this mission. You might find other areas a little more comfortable to defend and farm. When you get used to doing it this way, experiment with other areas. The video you just watched shows a more realistic outcome of what you'll get from this farm, but remember, with a little bit of practice you'll be able to get more. My next couple of videos will show some other Ninja Bike build options for soloing the Resistance. Thanks for watching. If this helped at all, please let me know in the comments. I'd like to know if you think I provided maybe too much information, or maybe I didn't go into enough detail. But otherwise, cheers!